Hello everybody, Prowl here, and I want to go over the latest news and happenings with you about Hytale because things are happening quickly and information is coming out all over the place. And if you don't excessively follow this and obsessively follow this, then you're not going to know what's going on. And we have some crazy new information that's been dropped by Simon and maybe a couple of the other of the devs too. We'll take a look as we go through about Hytale and what you can expect. I even have for you an idea of when they're going to announce a date and a few things that you can see that they're doing or that they say that they're doing to get ready for release. First, let's go ahead and start here. It was asked to Simon on Twitter, is the campaign ready? Simon's answer is no campaign. Are the 6 zones done? Only 4 zones at the moment, but a surprise soon. You can see here from this old concept art picture, it's going to be 6 zones. Hytale's broken up into zones. We'll talk about world generation in a second here. So 4 of them had been like conceptually worked up previously. It is still the case that there are 4. Is the ocean implemented? Ocean is there, but lackluster. So there's no like ocean biomes yet. Are the bosses finished? Some bosses, but broken. Not sure if time to fix before early access. Is the magic system working? No magic system per se, just some magic items like a wand, totems, and such. Limited, but will expand later after early access. Then, further down, somebody asked, my biggest question is, can we take our character and inventory to someone else's world? Let's say I join my buddy and find a cool sword. When I go back to my world, will I have it? This could be huge. Not for early access, but this is something we are exploring in the future. It's in my notes. It was asked here, can't wait for it. Will there be a friend system in game somewhere? Not yet. Remove it from UI until we find a dev to work on social features. Will be a priority after launch. Here, Simon responded to a tweet of mine where I mentioned 10 different pickaxes being shown in his inventory screen. Simon's initial response, it's all generic with just durability / speed at the moment. My long-term plan is to have our tools have signature abilities like the weapons, AoE mining, and so on. So what we'll have are different tools that have different signature abilities rather than everything being a base tool and you upgrade them to have abilities. So that should be interesting. Here is asked of Simon if the worlds will be infinite with procedural generation or will there be limits? Simon is saying that they are infinite, but for now they're turning it off. It doesn't look good on the map. It's confusing with how some things are working right now. They said that you can edit the config to turn it back on. So the tech is there to make it work. But they're going to be making an announcement and explaining things in an upcoming blog post about how the world size is going to work. So unclear whether it's going to stay infinite or not, but it is infinite technically at the moment. Simon here was asked if there's going to be controller support. He said, yes, there will be, but it's not there right now. Here, somebody said, I just realized where all the animals hiding. And somebody said, the lack of distance fog in this zone makes the game look flat and boring. Hope this can be rectified later on. Simon said this is just a view, his view distance is maxed out, which is why it gives this kind of appearance. I would also say Minecraft has this. If you turn the render distance all the way up to the highest, which is 96 chunks, the world looks very flat and boring. So just a personal setting that you can change if you want to. As you set the render distance closer, you do get that like fog at the edge that does give the world a little bit of depth. Here somebody asked what Simon's plan is for the price point of Hytale, and he said base edition under $50. This is backed up by Simon posting on the official Discord channel. He made announcements of a few different things. So first of all, working on locking down the release date ASAP. We currently need to run hardware tests, wrap up legal documents, and stabilize the game and fix a few security issues. So these are the last things they need to do prior to early access launch. And once they have an idea of when these things are good to go is when they will give us a release date. Pre-orders, name reservation, and account creation will begin as well. All pricing will be announced. FYI, the base edition of the game will be under $30. So I'm assuming that means $29.99. Could mean $19.99. Maybe they're not 100% sure yet, and they're trying to figure out what the price point they want it to be is. They're trying to keep the price point as low as possible to basically limit that barrier of entry for people to get in and play the game. Also, while I'm here on the Discord, I'll show you this one as well. Starting next week, we will test Hytale across different hardware to determine the minimum specs, fix major crashes, improve overall security, test the launcher, and finish up legal work to get the game ready for early access. So this is just him stating again, that these are the things that they're doing starting next week to get this game ready for early access. By the end of that week, we will announce a precise release date. So you'll get not a loose date, they'll give you an exact release date. Tomorrow, they're going to be announcing their official pricing details. So you'll get to see what all of the additions are and how much all of them cost. And there will be a blog post later today. I'm not going to cover this here on the channel, but it's going to be about modding. Modding is something maybe I'm interested in from a player perspective, but I'm not going to be heavily getting into modding myself. So if you want to know more about modding, you want to follow Slikey, who is the modding guy at Hytale. It was asked right here if there will be a FOV slider, field of view slider. Simon says yes. Somebody is asking here specifically about the campaign, requesting it gets finished before early access. Simon says there is no campaign. This is early access exploration mode. It's bare bone and not good yet. Early access is meant for those who support the original vision to keep going forward with adventure mode and everything else shown in the trailer. So he's not saying there will not be a quote unquote campaign mode of some sort, just that it's not there now. It's not a focus at the moment. Here somebody's asking how names are going to work. Are they going to work like Discord used to and like Riot does, where like you pick your name and you're assigned usually like a four number like digit code after it? So there could be such thing as a prowl #1234 and a prowl #3021. Like there's non-unique names, or will there be unique names only like Minecraft has, where once that name is taken, it's taken? And Simon has said the names will be unique. Somebody's asking if the background art will change every update. And Simon said maybe for major updates, yes. Here we can see a little bit about what some of Simon's like inspiration is. During the time that he was quote unquote retired after selling Hytale, he's played a lot of games that are in that RPG, roguelike, or Dark Souls type game. WoW, Path of Exile 2, so there's the ARPG, Valheim, Baldur's Gate 3, Satisfactory, RimWorld. So you see a lot of different titles here that Simon's been playing, and I'm sure a lot of these are influencing how he's designing the game, as these are games that he enjoys. So here, Canadian Flash was talking about they estimated the number of mobs that there's going to be in the game based off of this one menu where it says spawn NPC. It was shown in the video, and they've estimated between 765 and 785 total mobs that exist in the game right now. Now, Simon has clarified this. Lots of these are templates / tests / random things, whatever that means. The real number is still going to be well over 100. So you will have over 100 different types of mobs, but nowhere in this like several hundred range, which I think is good. I think it definitely would be easy to go overboard and have too many mobs, and that could kind of clutter the game up. Okay, so here I posted about these ancient gateways that I found inside of the videos. Happens toward the end of the video that they showed, and you can see that when you click on this ancient gateway that you place down with this fragment, it's going to take you to somewhere called Bleakroot Bog, and it gives you a time limit of 10 minutes. Now, I am personally taking this as it's some sort of like instanced dungeon that you go in. Basically, you click the fragment on the portal takes you into this place. It could be a world, it could be a dungeon, it could be something, and you have 10 minutes to go in and complete your time in there, and then you get kicked out, or you lose, or you have to get out yourself, or something of that nature. Simon responded back to me and said they are not quote unquote dungeons. Now, I was shown this art. This is a Hytale concept art, that the world in which you, the player, play on, Orbis, is not the only world that exists. There are 4 other worlds that exist as well, and some are speculating that these portals will actually lead to these other worlds. Now, what's unclear, and what I don't totally understand yet, is that if that's the case, fine, but it doesn't seem like these worlds would maybe be places you would go to just play on like you do in this one. At least not as a function of this ancient gateway, because it has this 10-minute timer on it. Now, maybe the timer is just how long the portal is active before you have to like click on it again to like reopen it. I don't know. But the 10 minutes, it's a time limit. So it seems like, at least for these ancient gateways, they're really intended more as some type of challenge type thing for you to go in and complete in a fixed period of time. Now, if you've watched the gameplay footage, somebody said, one thing that disappointed me in the 16 minutes gameplay was the lack of mobs. Apart from the hostile mobs, mostly skeletons, by the way, the world seemed pretty empty. And what Simon responded was, I was playing a broken build with less animal spawning. There was actually too many of them before. Poop everywhere, because the animals, they can leave poop around. Yeah, it's a thing. But yes, so it seems there'll be some kind of balance of like passive mobs walking around. There were almost literally 0 in the video that was watched, but that's not going to be the experience when it actually comes out. Now, here's somebody who's asking Simon about the previous list of emails if you went and signed up for the beta for the original Hytale. Simon basically says here that list is pretty much lost. Most of the names are gone, but it doesn't really matter anyways, because they're not doing a beta anymore. It's just going to be early access. So basically, if you want to play in early access, you'll buy whatever version or edition of the game that you want, with the minimum one being that $30 or less price point, and then you'll get to play. So there's no real need for that list anymore anyways. And then the official Hytale account posted this video. Let's actually take a look at it here. This is zone 4. And that underground area below, like, that had the really bright trees, at least I do believe. So here, there's raptors in the game. And now Simon, or whoever is playing this character, is now running for their lives. So there is some clarification inside of this post. Simon says Zone 4 is back on the menu. Note, Raptor NPC AI is horrible. Time to put fix in queue. And then he clarified further, just checked, the Raptor has a default basic AI parented. It needs to be worked and configure. A few other things here. Basically, they know that the Raptor AI doesn't work properly the way it's supposed to. So it's something that they know that they need to fix. Here's a message from Slikey regarding servers. We're seeing a lot of server hosting providers reach out about day 1 Hytale support. We don't have the capacity to answer these right now, and we will try to bring a hosting service manual out whenever we are less busy. We're targeting shipping the server for Java 25 and QUIC as the transport for the protocol. So you are going to have day 1 servers be available. They just haven't got around to communicating all of the necessary details of server hosting companies. This is going to be something to look out for if you're looking to host a server for you and your friends. If you're looking to find a server to play on, I will have a community server set up for Hytale day 1 if possible, if not day 1, as soon as it is possible. So if you want to become part of our community for that, you definitely can. It will be a members only server, but feel free to join if it's something that you feel like you want to do with a community of people that is going to have fun and be great to play with. And there you go. That's going to be all of the Hytale news that I have at the moment. I'm sure some more will pop up throughout the day. If you'd like these types of updates, if you want to keep up with what's going on about Hytale, what the game's going to have, if you want these type of like daily or every couple days news downloads, and for me to show you videos and stuff that come out and show you screenshots and pictures and all of those cool different things, just let me know down in the comments below. You can also let me know by clicking the like button. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and click subscribe to show me that you want to see those things as well. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.